Hello humans! So today we are going to talk about something different. I was actually going to do a video about my hair. So important. But we are going to talk about Marc Jacobs because I feel like it's a very important topic and I've been trying to not be political in my videos. I was a little bit in my poetry video that a lot of you have seen, and I talked about gender equality and a woman's worth. But I feel like in my real life I do talk about race relations, and on my Twitter I talk about it, on Facebook, and so why not YouTube? Because I feel like I didn't want to do that because I was a little bit afraid of, trolls or people attacking me or whatever. But you know what? I feel like this is such an important thing to talk about. I really feel like we can't move forward if we're not able to talk and really converse about serious issues like this. So I'm guessing a lot of you guys heard about the Marc Jacobs scandal, and in the title it says RIP Marc Jacobs, but he's not dead. For those who don't know who Marc Jacobs is, he is an American designer, fashion designer, and he just recently had a show, and he had a lot of models, a lot of white models wearing dreadlocks, faux dreadlocks, and this obviously caused an uproar. People are saying that they're surprised, but of course, because we have a voice now, we're talking about stuff like this, and so a lot of people came at him for cultural appropriation. So what is cultural appropriation?
Appropriation occurs when a style leads to racist generalizations or stereotypes where it originated, but is deemed as high fashion, cool, or funny when the privileged take it for themselves. Appropriation occurs when the appropriator is not aware of the deep significance of the culture that they are partaking in.
But the problem that people have is that he's literally directly profiting from stealing people's culture, because here we are, we have so many cases, guys. The internet is somewhat free. You can search. There's so many places where people have been fired, people have been kicked out of school, kids have had their hair cut off because of the hair that naturally grows out of our heads. Do you know how messed up that is? It's mind-boggling, and it's actually so depressing. A lot of the time it's very frustrating to have someone literally spit in your face and for someone else to be praised for it just because they have a different skin color. And it's things like white girls are evolving, things like that, and black girls have been having these things for a long time. We've been doing these things for a really long time, and so it's really hard to combat things like cultural appropriation, and because I really want to argue that yes, you can do and wear and do whatever you want. Sure, you want braids, do that. You want an afro, fine, do that. No one can stop you, but just know that it is messed up, because you can't. Guys, I don't think you understand how annoying this is for me, because I've had these discussions in classes, because you can do whatever you want. Sure, I can't hold your arm and say no, don't go do braids, but the fact of the matter is, when I do it, when anyone else does it, it is seen as dirty. My hair is seen as something that's unprofessional, and that if you actually do claim to not like racism, because a lot of people will say, oh yes, racism is wrong, but the minute they want to do something, then it suddenly is blown over. And we can't even be ourselves without being told that we're unprofessional or that we look a certain way and are ghetto and things like that. And if you really are in solidarity, if you really care about eradicating racism like you do claim you are, or then think about it. Think about it really hard, because I mean, I make the conscious decision not to wear American headdresses because I know that's offensive, and you know, I think I'm really tired. He decided to do that, and he decided to post an article saying that we need to stop focusing on this because of the how many black people are being shot, and how many cases of police brutality is out there. Like, why should we focus on this? And not even realizing that he is part of the problem. He is part of the problem. He is literally, people like Kylie Jenner, people like Kendall, people like Kim. I mean, I don't know, I just have like a huge animosity towards that whole family, because they literally spit in our faces when they do things like this. And it's actually really sad, because a lot of them are with black men. And wow, I am really angry, really sad at the same time, because it's getting to the point where, because of how much white supremacy there is and how much white media is controlling, white and Western media, because you guys know I'm not American, but I can see it happening. I study this, I study media, and it is just really frustrating to see someone say, oh, you're trying to be like Kylie Jenner, you're trying to be like so and so, when we are the originals. I don't know if you know what that means, but that is very hurtful, especially because what do we do? You know, what are we supposed to do? And so I really feel like, guys, just go on Twitter, go on Instagram, whatever, use boycott Marc Jacobs, because I really don't feel like, if you're gonna be openly racist and say that, no, I do not see color, like he did, I do not see color, which you do, we all see color, guys, unless you're literally a dog, or I don't know, or you just see black and white. I don't know how eyes work, but you do see color. Saying that you don't see color does not help the problem. It doesn't. It makes it worse. It's where we're trying to get at is where you can see color, but that doesn't affect the social, economic status of people. It doesn't affect us as human beings to the point where our lives, sorry, I got cut off, where we can see color and our lives are still not in the hands of people who want to kill us, or who just don't see us as human beings. Because you know, every time something happens, I feel like it's very hard to live in this world knowing that everything is against you, everything is stacked up against you. And so don't claim, please do not claim that you care about racism, or that you think that it's wrong, if you're gonna push these little microaggressions, where things are just not going right. They're not, and you can see it. And I can bet you that if you ask any white person in this country, do you want to be treated like a black person? Do you want to be treated like a Mexican? Do you want to be treated like this and this and this? They will say no. They will say no. And that to me just shows that they know what's happening. It's just that because it doesn't affect them, it doesn't really matter. And that really hurts. It really does. Because it's not an American problem, guys. Racism is not an American problem. It is a global problem that we really need to try and fix, eradicate. And you know, I was afraid of racist trolls and all that stuff, but guys, come, fight me, square up, bruh, let's go. if I don't talk about it and I wait for other people to do it, I am part of the problem. Silence is part of the problem. And so, yeah, so that's my whole spiel. Just Marc Jacobs, do not pretend like you care about Black lives. We've all seen that you really, you really don't give a shit. So let's not pretend, let's not sugarcoat it. People cannot claim ignorance anymore. I refuse. I mean, I'm still growing in my understanding of race relations, but at this point, if people of color are telling you, no, this is not right, Black people are telling you, no, this is offensive, you need to learn to listen, especially if you want to keep us as customers, if you want to improve the world in any type of way. But if you're selfish, just say that. Don't pretend to care. That's the one thing that I hate, is people who pretend to care. And you just need to be straightforward and outspoken about things like this, because it's not gonna get better. It really isn't if we don't try. So yeah, that's my whole spiel. I'm sorry that I'm not doing like a usual video, but this needed to be talked about. So I'll be out with a new video next week. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, bye humans.